Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Wanted to talk a little bit about Hack-O-Lantern. Hack-O-Lantern is a I believe it's 88 movie, if I recall correctly, that in 2017 got a release by Massacre Video. This is currently out of print. You could probably watch it somewhere online, but it is a very cheesy, as the name entails, B horror movie. The special features are a new 2K restoration. I was actually pretty impressed with how it looked. It looked pretty decent for a kind of old, low budget film. Some new commentary, isolated soundtrack, a featurette, a couple interviews, behind the scenes, etc. So this is a movie I hadn't heard of that I recently watched a few reviews on after watching the movie, and it's a story about this family with this evil grandfather played by High Pike. I don't know if you can see his name there, but he's listed very prominently throughout this on the front cover and at the intro to the film. It's I think his name is even there before the title of the movie, if I recall. He plays this like evil grandfather, something sinister about him, and he overacts. He was known for a couple other, let's see, 80s movies, but doesn't say them on the back. But I think he played a small role in Blade Runner, but he was never like a huge actor. So that being said, he goes to his daughter's house and gives his grandson something along with a pumpkin, and the daughter realizes that the grandfather was, that her father was there, and that he gave him this pumpkin, and she doesn't realize about the other thing he gave him. But you learn pretty early what he gave him was a satanic medallion, and that the grandfather is the ringleader of a satanic cult. So I'm not spoiling too much. It then speeds up to about, I think it's like 10 to 15 years in the future, and the grandson is older, and now he is acting out, and he's also part of this cult. He's sort of a bad person, very mean, short with people, and whatever. His siblings, one of them is a cop who's kind of like just a nice person, and then he has a sister who is pretty much just stuck with her boyfriend the whole time. Like she's within the movie, she's with him a lot, and hanging all over the boyfriend or whatever. That's her little side story. So as he gets more wrapped up, the character's name is Tommy. As Tommy gets more wrapped up in this satanic cult, things start happening. People start getting killed, and it sort of comes down to a family versus family dynamic, for lack of a better term, without getting too spoilery. The original name of the movie, I can't recall when they were filming it, but one of the characters in the film, I think it was the brother who was the cop, had said, this movie would be really funny if it was called Hack-O-Lantern. And it really does fit the tone of the film, because even though it is a horror movie, it's not scary at all. This reminds me of something you'd find kind of at like a VHS, like old mom and pop horror store in like the bottom of some weird bin. It's not necessarily a great film, but it is pretty fun. And schlocky and campy. There's a decent amount of nudity, and the nudity they show isn't just the top, it's the bottom too, and fairly graphic in a sense for 80s horror. So I was a little surprised by that. There is a little gore and blood and violence, nothing crazy, but some of it looks pretty cool for the low budget film that it is. Cyril from Good Bad Flicks, who I'm sure most of you, I think it's Cyril, right? Am I saying it's Cyril or Cecil from Good Bad Flicks? You got to remember his name. We talk. Either way, point being, he had mentioned in his review that he felt it was sort of a mixture between a horror movie and something like Manos, The Hands of Fate. And I would say that that's pretty on point. It definitely feels like a Manos, Hands of Fate type of film. in terms, it is Cecil. I apologize. I wrote his name down wrong. In terms of the kind of goofy schlockiness of it, um, and it's definitely an under the radar release. So if you like goofy, silly, old, bad horror movies that have like a sprinkle of comedy in them, check out Hack-A-Lantern. Let me know what you think if you've seen it. It's not amazing by any means. It's not going to break any barriers or be something that sticks with you forever, but it was definitely pretty fun. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.